What's up, guys? Let's get into today's picks for today's NBA slate. But first, let's recap last night. Kind of had a couple bad beats come home late. Eventually, we are going to have these days, right? Had a really hot streak going, and yes, posted 0-3 last night, but 2-3 essentially were something where I would consider almost a lock as we got into their half times. That's where we saw the outstanding mirage of scoring that we had within the Clippers Hawks game, 149-144. Hawks failing to come home. Getting them at +4, as well as what we had within Donovan Mitchell with the PRA. Huge first half out of Donovan, but Spider failed to eclipse the 40.5 over that we took within the Cavs and Kings. And guys, full preface, I really don't like betting the NBA on Mondays. So when I give you guys my picks, obviously, guys, I'm going to let you know if I'm actually going to be playing them or if they're more considered leans. But in last night's game, and as the third pick that I had that closed out that 0-3, is the Warriors and Nets, guys. A complete dud. No scoring in that contest as well. But that's what we have tonight. We have a huge slate tonight. All right, we got, I think, 7 games in the association. Actually 6, but let's get into the picks for tonight's games, okay? And these contests, guys, we're going to look at them real quick on the overlay within the schedule for tonight. And I'm going to break down my 3 games that I'm going to be playing where I got picks that I feel pretty confident about. I actually like today's slate. We're going to get into some of these thoughts as we get later into the video, but first, let's get down into it. All right, so this is what we're seeing within a couple of these games that have a lot of injuries going on. And guys, I know it's early, so as always, make sure you guys check the injury reports live before lock. Make sure you guys know exactly who's in, who's out before these games tip off and you lock in those bets, okay? But let's get into the picks. This is where I'm going to be looking at the New York Knicks, okay? I'm going to ride this train, and I'm going to keep riding it. The Memphis, if you guys look at their injury report, it really is something fascinating to watch. It's completely, I'm going to bring it up for you guys on the screen. This is something where you look into the injury report coming up from Sportsline. I mean, look at the injury report for the Memphis Grizzlies. Really don't know who they're going to be running out there at this point. And I know the Knicks are banged up as well, but we look into Jalen Brunson, what he's been doing. 34 points, I think he's averaging since Julius Randle has been out and absent. That's something where it's going to be a lean towards, obviously, taking Brunson over his PRA. Also, we're going to look into DiVincenzo. He's been putting up outstanding numbers as of late. His props would be a lean also in that regard. But I'm going to be taking the Knicks. Okay, that's where I'm at within this one. Until it does not work and does not come home, I'm going to be taking the New York Knicks to cover 13. Now that line has crept up to 13.5. So as always, guys, shop for the best number available to you guys wherever you're located. And secondly, let's get down into it. Let's take the Utah Jazz. All right, this is one where it's a play on numbers, right? It's a play against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, we look on paper, Thunder are a better team, but now we have the Utah Jazz getting 3 points at home, okay, going out west. That's a huge altitude difference, but we're going to talk about more so is within this Utah game. There's one metric that I look into that's really going to tip the scale. I think Utah played a really good game last night, and I know they're on the second leg of a back-to-back, but when it comes down to it, guys, when I look into the Utah Jazz and what they can do from a second chance points perspective, okay, they're playing the Oklahoma City, which have basically the worst rating in second chance points allowed, and the Utah Jazz rank number 1 in that metric. So I think that's going to give them a big leg up, a huge advantage at home. And as always, guys, if you're getting points at home, I think this line's off a little bit. The wrong team may be favored in this contest, especially with the doubtful injury report coming down from the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that's number 2, guys. And lastly, let's get into the Milwaukee Bucks. Going on the road, playing in the desert, going to Phoenix Suns. Phoenix is taking 4 on in this contest, and this is where Milwaukee gets a lot of attention, a lot of steam because of the big names, and all the stars are going to be out. This is a later contest, 10 o'clock here on the East Coast, as always, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. But when we talk about this game, guys, there's something very important to understand. I'm going to be taking the under in this contest. It's just too high of a total for me, okay? And it's a play on numbers, but also we all know how the Bucks injury report is. And yes, this should be a high-scoring affair in every aspect of the betting statistics and metrics that we're going to look at and break down for you guys in this game. But me, it's just too high of a number. Okay, 245. I don't think we're going to get there. I do have a lean towards Phoenix. It's not a play, but it's a lean more so with taking them -4, taking them in a money line. in a money line parlay. That's kind of where I'm at with Phoenix. I don't think Milwaukee is in depth to what Doc Rivers is bringing to the table just yet. I think it's going to take some time to build that chemistry. He tried kind of flexing his muscles and getting his prowess out there for the team over the weekend, but I don't think that was really quite there yet. But we look into this game, guys, and it's something you have to fully understand. The Bucks aren't at full strength. There's a chance that some people sit, and this line has already crept down from 246 to 244.5, and it's just too big for me. So I'm going to take the 244.5. I'm going to try to get a 245 out there in the market. But those are my 3 plays today as we get into Tuesday, February 6th, NBA picks. Hope you guys are all doing well. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below if you have not yet done so. Join us here. Great stuff coming in the works. We're going to have a lot of things up and running here on the channel. Hope you guys all are along for the ride, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Go make some money.